So hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank and congratulate the committee of organization of this new edition, in which the new to show professionalism. And we are honored to participate with you in this conference. So this work is realized by me and Professor Amzile Rajaa at Faculty of Law and Economic and Social Science, Agdar, Rabat, relevant from University Mohammed V in Rabat. So let's present myself. My name is Karim Amzile. I'm PhD in Management Science at University Mohammed V in Rabat. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the application of technique derived from artificial intelligence to prediction of the solvency of bank customer case of the application of the care type decision tree. So for this, we will follow this outline or this plan. So this work is, we will follow the following outline. We will start with the abstract of our study, carried out. And the second point, we will say an introduction. After we will talk about the purpose of our study. In the fourth point, we will say some result of some authors. We will say the methodology followed in our study in the fifth point. In the sixth point, we will say our model obtained with the decision tree. After we will talk about the used data. And in the second last point, we will say the outcome of our study and a small discussion of all results obtained. In the last point, we will conclude with a small conclusion. So let's start with an abstract. So the aim of our study, of course, is to study the behavior of the decision tree method derived from artificial intelligence in credit risk management. After following the process of data mining technique, we obtained the following result. So the accuracy of our model is 71%, which is fairly good accuracy compared to other technique of data mining like SVM, support vector machine, KNN, canals, neighbors, ENN, artificial neural network, and the other. For this, for the error rate is 29%. So for introduction, a decision tree is one of the methods of decision support originating from data mining technique. Its structure is based on a set of choices in the graphic form of a tree. The various possible decisions are at the end of the branch and are rated according to the decision taken at each stage of a learning process. The decision tree is one of the method supervised learning technique. It's allowed to model to hierarchy of binary test, and it's also allowed to predict the class of individual in the case of a variable to be explained binary, such as the case of the solvency or the creditworthy of bank customer. For the objective of our study or the goal of our study, so is to study the behavior of the decision tree method in the prediction of the creditworthiness of a bank customer, as well as to compare the result with the other artificial technique like SVM, KNN, and ENN. For the literature review, so according to the literature review, several authors have already studied the application of artificial technique in credit risk management, but the results differ from one study to another because the data and tools used in the modeling are different. So, to build our model, we followed the process of data mining. We consist first of all in the data by cloning them of all outlier or extreme value using statistical tools like univariate analysis. Then we move on the modeling stage or training stage using the programming language like Python. And the last step is of our process is to evaluate the performance of our model by the various metrics, namely the raw, curve, and the accuracy. For the data used in our model, so our model are distributed as follows. So 30,988 customers, which are distributed on two classes, creditworthy and not creditworthy. And for the explanatory variable, we have left only 9 variables after univariate analysis, knowing that at the beginning there were 40 variables. After we divide the data into two parts, a part of learning that represents 75% and other part of taste represent 25%. For the type of explanatory variable are quantitative. For the target variable is of course a binary type, creditworthy and not creditworthy. Here in this slide, we have just a short example for decision tree. So in this case, we have an example of a decision tree for predicting the creditworthiness of a bank customer with two explanatory variables, job and diploma. So we made a series of Boolean decisions and followed the corresponding branch. So if the amount here, if the amount is less than 1,000, and if the customer has a job, if the customer has a job, so we can conclude that the customer is creditworthy. Is creditworthy. Otherwise, we will check if the customer has a diploma. If yes, then the customer is creditworthy. Otherwise, and not creditworthy. So by answering each of this yes or no question, we then come to a conclusion or to the behavior of the customer, are creditworthy or not creditworthy. So for our model or our example, just now we saw the graphical representation of a decision tree with two explanatory variables. In this slide, we have the graphical representation of the decision tree, which include all explanatory variable, that is 9 variables. So after training our model, we have such a decision tree that will allow us to predict the solvability of banking customer. For the outcome and the discussion of our model, so after training our model using the decision tree, we obtained the following result with accuracy of 0.71. For the area under curve is 0.71. For specificity is the ability of a model correctly identifying not creditworthy customer is 0.74. For the sensitivity is the ability of our model to correctly identify the creditworthy customer is 0.69. So this two last variable reflect that our model is better performing in the classification of not creditworthy customer than creditworthy customer. In the conclusion, so at the end of our study, we were able to conclude that artificial intelligence technique can be the best credit risk manager. However, the step that we found to be primordial and crucial is that of preparing the data by cleaning them of any outlier or extreme. And to summarize our research in 3 sentences, we can say that decision tree can be used to help predict the creditworthy of bank customer. Decision tree are easy to understand. Decision tree work more efficiently with discrete attributes. For the future study, by way of conclusion, we can say that the technique of data mining derived from artificial intelligence can be used to solve the problem of management of banking risk. To this end, we recommend exploiting this type of technique in the various types of financial risk in order to reveal even more the opportunity offered by this method to financial institutions and specifically to bank. So at the end of our presentation, we thank you for your attention, and your comments and questions are highly appreciated.